Okay, how are we looking? I hope it looks okay. I am using a new webcam. Yeah, getting really advanced now. So I will try to not look at the screen all the time, but I will try to look in the camera. Hello. Well, I can see actually that the image quality is a lot better than it usually is. How is the sound? Can you please let me know? Um, is the sound okay? Testing, testing. Um, Lots of people. Wow, lots of people here. Lots of people already. Okay, so the sound is okay. Okay, everything is okay. um, wow, it is. Thank you, Jonna. Looking 10 years younger. We all need that, you know. It's moving really, really fast in the chat now, which is wonderful to see. And I can't see all the comments, but thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. Luke and Mom is here. The Woodlander is here. Greyman Prepping is here. And I forgot my glasses as usual. Tawaka Beermole, thank you for the donation. Dominic Connor, thank you for joining this channel as a member. You know what? I'll adjust. No, I can't do that. Can I adjust it a little bit down? Maybe like this. It won't look as idiotic when I look at the screen all the time, because I think I will do that a lot of the time. Okay, now we're going to get into some serious business in this live stream. Dave 091102, thanks for the donation. What I will do here is I will, YouTube is a platform. They don't do this for fun. They do this for well, dare I say it, profit. Okay, which shouldn't come as a surprise. So they have geared this whole thing so that I will see the super chats and YouTube gets a share of a tiny share. Well, not tiny, but it not tiny at all. But they do get a share of the super chats. But of course, I get most of that. So I do appreciate absolutely the donations. They will pop up so that I will see them. Okay, that's how it works. And I hope I didn't miss any of them. I will do my best to keep an eye on the chat. But okay, let's get straight to the point here. Have you heard about Gränsfors? Actually, one of you guys here in the chat told me about this. Gränsfors, if you go to their, that's the Americans say Gränsfors. It's pronounced Gränsfors. Access. These are both Gränsfors access, you know. Tavaka Beermole, thank you for the donation. That's right, YouTube takes 30%. That's how it is. It's not much better on the other platforms, to be honest with you. So if you go to their website, the Gränsfors, hold on. Yeah, I'll just put this here. I'll put this axe here. It's a good axe. No. Okay, I'll put it here. If you go to their website, on the front page, it says something like, well, I put it in the thumbnail actually, that they support Agenda 2030. And they have that image, that picture of the main goals of Agenda 2030, at least as it is presented to the public by World Economic Forum and so on and so on. So I must admit I was a little bit disappointed, because I love Gränsfors axes and I have been collecting Gränsfors axes. I have lots of them here on my wall, because I can't use them all. Now, Mr. Sorpos, welcome as a member to the channel. Welcome. You've been a follower to this channel for a long time, so thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, so I'm disappointed with Gränsfors. And I will explain. Well, it's quite obvious why, but I will give them this, okay? It's difficult to disagree with if you only look at the main goals of Agenda 2030. If you look at those goals, it's nice. It's all nice. And it's so what I want to believe is that the people at Gränsfors, they just looked at those goals and they thought, well, this is nice, and we will support this. That's what I want to believe. Okay, and honestly, I think that's the case as well. The axes are still great. The Gränsfors axes, it's top notch. It's my favorite favorite brand. Well, maybe Hultsbruk is also, well, those two are my favorite brands. So, okay, Gränsfors, if you're listening to this, if you're watching this video, I want to ask you, please look further into Agenda 2030, because here's the thing. The consequences of those goals being implemented might be that people won't be able to use your axes. Okay. One of the goals, now, I won't get too much into the details, but hold on. Bure, well, thank you for the donation. I'll just answer that quickly. What does it take to make you snap? What does it look like? Well, it doesn't look nice, but in general, I get upset, very upset and angry when I see people picking on defenseless people like children and animals, and that kind of cruelty. It's just, I can't tolerate that. But okay, so if anyone from Gränsfors is watching this, please look into the plans for reaching those goals. Please look into that, because one of the goals will be, one of the consequences will be that you won't have that freedom to walk into the woods and chop down dead standing spruce and have your campfire there wherever you want, whenever you want. It's just not going to be an option anymore. Well, it will be an option, and I will do it, but it will be probably illegal in most countries, or if not all countries. So please look into this. I'll give you this. Maybe you did not understand what's behind those goals. Okay, I know that the EU, they are working very hard now to put an end to people using wood to heat their houses, to warm their houses. They want to move from that to burning pellets. Okay, so we have a fireplace in our house. We have a fireplace in this cabin, and so on, and we love having a fire in the fireplace. It's just so cozy, and it warms up the house. It's a lot cheaper than the electricity. We're going to get into that as well. And so please, Gränsfors, you might want to reconsider your support to Agenda 2030. Okay. So what I will do here is I'll just now take a look at the chat. Okay, I'll have to scroll up. Okay. Aussie 1985, thank you for becoming a member to the channel. That's wonderful. I will probably do a quite a short members only live stream after this live stream. Okay, so if you want to join that, you'll have to sign up as a member to the channel. Okay, I think I have replied to all the super chats. So yeah, fuel prices. Fuel prices. I will tell you a story now. It's a story about a very possible future. Here's how it goes. Long before 2030, long before they stop producing petrol cars or diesel cars, because they will stop that in 2030. That's the plan. That's one part of the Agenda 2030. Long before 2030, they will raise the prices of fuel, of petrol and diesel, so much that, I mean, I don't know how much, but it will become very expensive to travel by car. It will become extremely expensive. So less and less people will do that. And you might say, well, we can use electric cars then. Yeah. The only problem with that is that the prices for electricity will also increase. And we are seeing that already. We are seeing actually what I believe is a move towards a system that we have had before, and that system is feudalism. Owning your own stuff, owning things will become very, very expensive. Not only buying those items, but also you will have fees and taxes on ownership that will make it almost impossible for most people to own your own house and heat that house and have your car and drive around in your car and so on and so on. And this will happen. This is happening now. I mean, and this is 2021 as I'm speaking. This will happen, I believe, before 2030. In this decade, this will happen. And in Norway, for instance, we have a situation where they put a cable in the north, across the North Sea to the UK. So they're going to export our native power, if you know what I mean by that. The power that we generate in Norway from the turbines in the waterfalls, which is actually clean energy. We're going to export that. And as they are doing that, well, they are already exporting it to Europe, mainland Europe, and so on. But as they are doing that, they are also saying that we have a shortage of power. That's why we are raising the prices. Well, yeah, if you stopped exporting that power and instead had, if you had that attitude as a politician, instead of exporting that power, you would think, okay, this power shouldn't belong to a private or a state-owned rather corporation. It's for the people in Norway. We would have clean energy, cheap energy, and that would benefit poor people first. It's not such a big problem, when you have a big income, but when you have a small income, it becomes a problem, because we all need to heat our houses and so on. So I will get back to that, but let me now look at the super chats. Okay. Yeah, the True Wolf, thank you for the donation. The government is full of watermelons, green on the outside and red on the inside. Yeah. And David Cottingham, welcome as a member to the channel. Wonderful, thank you. And Lorem Ipsum, welcome as a member to the channel. And I think, okay, I'm briefly going to scroll up here. I don't want to miss any of the super chats. I think we are. Lorem Ipsen is asking, and thank you for the donation, by the way. Have you read Behind the Green Mask by Rosa Quire? No, I haven't. But I'll keep that. I'll make a note. So many books that I want to read. Wolfo Odin says firewood is a clean, sustainable resource. It is, and it's not often mentioned, but it is very true. So I will move on. But first, Tawaka Beer Mall, thank you again for the donation. Is it true your name means beer? Just curious, because that's my brother's name. Well, yes, Bjorn means beer. So, yes. Okay. We have all heard the phrase, you will own nothing and you will be happy. It's the World Economic Forum that has... They are the ones saying that. And as always, with everything that comes from the World Economic Forum, it's difficult to know if they are... No, it's not difficult to know, but if they want this, or if they are just saying, we think this is what is going to happen. But they are presenting it in such a way that you don't really... they are not saying, this is what we are working to implement, this is what we want. They're just saying, we can see the future, and this is how it looks like. So it's going to happen no matter what. It's just I was thinking about an English word that I can't pronounce at this time of the day, but it's going to happen no matter what you do. It's inevitable. So, yeah. Mark Mapson, thank you for the donation there. What do you think to freeze-dried foods as food preps? I have not tried that. There is a simple reason for that. My main source of calories is meat, and meat actually is not it loses a lot of the vitamins and so on when you freeze dry it. That's why I haven't done it. But it's obviously a good way to preserve food. So I will probably get into that. Okay, it's popped up and down here in the chat. Now let's see here. I'm trying to keep an eye on everything here. Just spotted. You look like you're in physical pain. Do you have aches and pains? Well, it doesn't really. It doesn't even come into the equation when you're my age and you're a parent and you are responsible for bringing food on the table and so on and so on. That's you have to. Pain is part of life. So, okay, yeah, let's move on now to feudalism. What is feudalism? Now, feudalism has been part of not only European history, but I believe also Asian history for hundreds of years. It is not slavery, but it is very close. You do not own your land. The piece of land, if you grow some food there, you do not own that. You rent it. And even your ability to work is not yours, if you get what I mean. You are an asset that belongs to someone else. And this is why I have talked about the importance of ownership and understanding ownership here on this channel. There will be people in the chat writing now, if you pay taxes on your land, you don't really own it. And that argument it's not a good argument, okay? Because if I walk down the street, someone, in theory, could come up there and shoot me and kill me. I don't think that will happen here, but my point is that could happen. So someone could take my life, okay? So just because someone could take my life, does it mean that my life does not belong to me? Please try if those of you, if there are any of you here now, maybe there aren't, that wants to go trolling about the concept of ownership. Please try to wrap your head around that, because just because someone can steal what you have doesn't mean that it's not yours. And ownership is a cornerstone of a well-functioning society. Some people, most of them on the left, they do not like to hear that. But if you look back at world history, you will see that that's how it is. If you take ownership away, you also take away initiative. So we must fight this push towards less ownership. It is a dangerous development. It will make our civilization very unstable. Okay. Liam Chamba is asking, are you on Odyssey? I am not. If you want to use another platform, you can go to my website. The link is in the video description. And it doesn't, I'm using my website I'm embedding my videos there, and that's how I do it. So my go-to, I am going to stay here on YouTube, so please stay with me here. But you can also subscribe to my website. Okay. Let's see. Let's see now. There is no chance I can see all the comments. That's just how it is. Okay, so I made a note here for myself. Maybe I wrote it on the thumbnail, or in the title of this chat. They will make sure that you cannot afford it. They will make sure it's too expensive, so that you will choose not to own that item. And that item can be a car, a house, essential items. And when I say too expensive, we need to look at this as, let's say a house. You want a house, okay? So you want a house with a garden, and maybe you're a parent, and you want a garden for your kids, and maybe you have a dog. It's nice to have a garden. So you borrow money to buy the house. The interest rate is increasing, so you have that, and also the prices of heating that house is increasing. At the end of the day, it becomes so expensive that the temptation to choose otherwise becomes so strong that you choose otherwise. You choose maybe to rent. It's so easy, it's so convenient, and then you lost that ownership. And what about a car? I see cars becoming used much less in the future because of the fuel prices, obviously, and also because of if you're going to charge your electric car, it's going to be not cheap. I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but if you don't have a car, what are you going to do? Well, you can take the bus. Yeah. So public transport, okay. If you live in a place like where I live, there isn't that much public transport. It's possible, it's possible. I think we have the bus once an hour, going past this place once an hour, maybe twice an hour. So it is possible, but everything becomes a hassle. So you either move closer to the city or to the city, or you stay at home and you work, from a home office. I like working from a home office, but I'm a novelist, so that's that's different, I guess. But isn't it strange how everything seems to be coming together, and also how everything is pointing towards that plan that we mentioned earlier, Agenda 2030. Smart cities. They want people to move into cities, and those cities will be smart cities. We should be very skeptical whenever they put the word smart in front of something, because that means surveillance. Okay, it means less freedom. It's not so smart. Yeah. So everything is moving towards. Everything is towards that plan, Agenda 2030. All the politicians, well, most of them have signed up. They think this is great. It's going to save the planet. Tawaka Birmo, thank you for the donation there. Thank you. Okay. So let me see here. Okay. Yeah, well, you can of course use a bicycle. It's healthy, you know, but it will take some time. It's a very slow means of transportation. You can do it, of course, but everything becomes a hassle. And it's like everything that used to be part of a normal life is becoming more expensive, more complicated. So people will naturally choose to live in a different way. They will choose not to own, they will rent instead. They will pay that rent with either money or their time. Like, for instance, when you watch YouTube, you are subjecting yourself to watching ads if you don't pay that monthly fee to YouTube. So you pay with your time. If you're on Facebook, for instance, it's not for free. You pay with your personal information, and you let them spy on you. To be honest with you, that's how you pay that service. Okay. So Donna, I just spotted that here. Now they'll have to create a fixed rent system. I am certainly, I'm quite certain they will not do that. Not at all. Okay. Now, I will say this. I will briefly mention that YouTube has implemented now some new rules for censorship. At this point, it's just ridiculous. It's not even funny. Well, it's ridiculous and not even funny at the same time. So yeah, what I was going to say, of course, is that this censorship, it's kind of important to get the concept of censorship. Okay, so and I am amazed that people don't see this. It is it's across platforms. Okay, so most people think that, well, go to this other platform and you will be fine because they don't censor you. No, maybe not now, but they might do so in the future. It's all about money, you know. And also, do you think that other services do not watch what you're doing on those other platforms? Of course they do. Of course they do. So you know, one example is that PayPal have decided to quit or to throw out people from their service, not give that service to pay. Well, sorry, excuse me, stumbling here with the words, but PayPal will not. You will not be able to use PayPal if you have been speaking about a certain. I'll use sign language. Certain, and that goes for all platforms. So if you've been on Odyssey and speaking about that, you might not be able to use PayPal, you know. And this is you know, expanding. So more and more services. You kicked out to more and more services for being a free thinker. Jay's Philosophy, thank you for the donation. Thanks a lot. So what I'm going to do now is to wrap this up, and I will move over to a members only live stream, short members only live stream here on this channel. There is a lot to be said about this, a lot more that we could say, and we could talk about this for a long time. But I want to keep it short. I won't know how this works here on YouTube. So let's wrap it up, and I will see you guys, the members here. I will see you in. Give me a couple of minutes to set up the new the members on the live stream. So okay, yeah, it's moving so fast in the chat now. I can't see the. Yeah, it's moving fast. But thank you for joining. Thank you for the donations, and thank you for being here on my channel and being part of this community. If there were any trolls in the chat, I didn't see them. But if there were, I am sorry. That's how it is sometimes. I guess there were some trolls, but we don't really care so much about those. Okay, have a wonderful day, and stay strong.